tribe. How is everyone doing today on this gorgeous, beautiful Monday morning? I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here with you guys. It's such a beautiful day out here. It's a great day to get out and ground yourself. It's a great day to just sit in nature. Hello, my high vibes tribe. How is everyone doing today on this gorgeous, beautiful Monday morning? I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here with you guys. It's such a beautiful day out here. It's a great day to get out and ground yourself. It's a great day to just sit in nature. Such a beautiful day, you guys. How is everyone doing? Hi. I've missed you all so much, and I'm back with another video today. There's two things I want to talk about, and the first thing is I know you guys. I know. She knows that there's been a lot of people out here who have been struggling lately. And I love to talk about love and light and healing and ways to live in abundance and to live your best, most authentic life where you can manifest millions, you can have abundance, you can live the life of your dreams and travel. But we're all so human. We all go through challenging times. And I know that the last couple of weeks, a lot of people have been going through some challenging times. You know, before the universe levels us up, before the universe gives us what we've asked for, what we've prayed for, what we've dreamt for, we're tested. It's not just you. I've been tested greatly in the last couple of weeks. Everyone's being tested. And it's not only are we being tested, we're being molded. We're being molded into these strong human beings who are in their faith, who are wise, who are patient, who are emotionally mature. I know that I've been through some crazy karmic tests in the last couple of weeks, but God tests you right before he blesses you. The universe tests you right before it blesses you. And so just know that if you are going through depression, if you're struggling, if you're going through a hard time, if you lack energy right now, it's not just you. Everyone is going through it. Everyone is being tested. Don't ever feel embarrassed or ashamed. If you need to reach out, I'm here. Just know that we're all going through it and we're all going through it together. You're allowed to have a couple of days. You know, you're allowed to have a day or two where you're just tired. Yesterday I went for a really long walk. I know that getting out into nature and getting out and just feeling the air on my skin, feeling the wind blowing, like just getting out into nature, grounding myself, going for a walk, a hike, going to the beach, that makes me feel so much better. So yesterday I went on like an hour walk, and it was in a pretty quiet area. There wasn't a lot of people. I put on my earphones. I sang at the top of my lungs to Mariah Carey because nobody was around. I took some great photos. Sometimes you just have to kind of get yourself out of that funk, you know? Okay, so that being said, you guys, I want to talk about the sacral chakra. So I made a video about the root chakra. Today we're talking about the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is located, I want to say in the womb. Basically, it's where the womb is. And that's your sexual energy, your creative energy that allows you to... Sexual energy is creative energy. So when two people, it's called sacred energy exchange, SEX, sacred energy exchange. When two people exchange energy via sex, they're exchanging creativity, they're exchanging sexual energy, artistic energy, your ability to create. And it makes perfect sense because where is life created? In the female womb. So it makes perfect sense. So your sacral chakra, it gives you that oomph to be creative and to be artistic, to be music, to create music. It gives you the energy to sing, it gives you the energy to dance. It is literally where you create. A lot of artists carry a lot of energy down here. I know that I do. I know that my twin does. And sometimes you have to protect that energy because people can try to pull that from you. You definitely don't want that. So the sacral chakra is important when it comes to sexual health, when it comes to, so sacred energy exchange, let's talk about that. Let's go back, because that's the fun part, right? Like, everybody loves sex, of course, obviously, as long as it's healthy, it's consensual. So sacred energy exchange literally talks about, you have John, who loves Susie. Now, I've learned in the past, that when you have sex with someone, you're literally exchanging souls, so to speak. You're picking up their energy, they're picking up your energy. And if someone is carrying a lot of anxiety, stress, depression, if they're carrying a lot of guilt, a lot of generational curses, you can actually pick that up through the act of sex. Those who are more sensitive, I'm one of them, we have to be very careful. We have to protect ourselves, we have to protect our energy, protect our creativity, protect ourselves. I know that for me, and I only have sex with one person, obviously. But before, when I was dating, you can be very prone to picking up other people's energy. Also, when you have sex with someone, you're creating something called a soul tie, or a soul cord, a karmic cord. There's cords that get created. At times when you're having, so say you're dating someone, you've been dating them for years, you're creating soul ties, bonds. The female anatomy and the female psyche, the way it works is, females become very bonded to their partner, whether they like it or not, whether they have several partners or not, they become very emotionally attached. Women actually release hormones during sex and during climax, and it's a hormone that actually brings you closer to your partner. It makes you become attached to them. Now, it actually goes back, and the reason this happens is because females are more at risk. So females have the chance of becoming pregnant and being tied to another human life. Males don't. Males don't carry babies. So it's easier for them to disconnect from the situation and move on. With females, we become tied to our partner because it comes down to creating and building a family. So God didn't want males and females to procreate and have sex with each other and then just walk away. There would be no family unit, which is why God made females in the way to where when they do, what is that? Sorry, there's a noise in the background. When they do become sexually active with someone, they become bonded to them emotionally, psychologically, physically. So long story short is, if you're more sensitive, you have to be careful, because there are people out here who battle demons. There are people out here who have generational curses that they have not healed. There are people out here who have addictions, alcohol, porn, whatever the case is. So when you're in a relationship with someone who maybe is in sexual relationships with other people, all of that gets transferred to you. So your sacral chakra can be damaged from having multiple sexual partners. Absolutely. It can be depleted, it can be damaged. You can have something called soul ties that drain you and deplete you. And it can become toxic. There are many women out here or men, it doesn't have to be women, it can be men too, who are in relationships that are not exactly healthy. They can become toxic, but it makes it really hard for them to leave because there's so many soul ties, there's so many soul bonds, there's so many ties, and they're so almost addicted. It can be. People can be addicted to each other, even if it's in a toxic relationship. It can make it, and I've seen many women and men who lose their morals. They lose, what's right and what's wrong. They start making decisions based off of emotion. They lose their self-esteem. They start stalking. They start obsessing over their partner. And it's because you have soul ties and soul bonds and soul cords that are not healthy. So, abstinence, to be honest, there are so many people out here, and it makes me so happy because I ended up practicing abstinence it was by choice, but not really. I was in a karmic relationship for 4 years with someone who is extremely toxic, and I love him. He's a good guy, but it just wasn't for me. And after I took 2 years to myself, I was doing yoga, became completely sober, completely vegan, because I was so damaged mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, physically. I was with him for 4 years. It took me 2 years of being in solitude, doing yoga, being in prayer, healing myself from the inside out. 2 years of working at it every single day to get me back to the person that I knew, to the person that I was before I met him. Actually, I wouldn't even say that, because I was quite unhealed before I met him, which is why I ended up manifesting him. But it took me 2 years. So you guys, if you are with someone who is toxic, someone that you may love, but they have toxic ways, they're heavy drinkers, maybe dabble in drugs, they're in the club, they have multiple partners, maybe they're cheating, they're not honest, that can literally wear on you. It literally eats away at your soul. And you can pick up a lot of negative traits from having multiple partners. So, soul ties. I've seen women who end up stalking their partners, and men who end up in fights because their partner isn't the person they thought they were, and they're cheating. People literally lose themselves. They lose their soul. They lose themselves behind another partner who isn't right for them, and it severely damages their sacral chakra. And so, not to be a Debbie Downer, because sex is gorgeous. Sex is amazing. Sex is divine. And we'll talk about that too. But soul ties are real. Soul ties are damaging. People can become controlled through a soul tie. People can they lose themselves. Their energy is drained. There are people who can connect soul ties to a person either through their sacral chakra or their solar plexus and drain their soul through that cord. Drain their energy, drain their power, drain their sexual energy. So you just have to really think about what you're doing and who you're doing it with, and take your time. The thing about sex is there is no need to ever be afraid of sex. There's not. Sex is beautiful. It's divine. When it's with the right person, it lights your soul on fire. You become creative. You become abundant. You start flourishing in life. Sex is divine. God created sex for two human beings to be able to be intimate with each other and create a bond that keeps them emotionally connected, that keeps them connected through the heart. Because whether you realize it or not, you do become connected through the heart when you are sexually active with someone. So sex between two partners that love each other and that are honest and that it's unconditional and it's true and it's real, you start to glow, you start to grow, you become abundant, you become energetic, your heart opens. When your heart opens, you manifest money. When your heart opens, you manifest really beautiful people and situations. When your heart opens, you're just free as a bird. So, sex between people who are healthy, first and foremost. They have healthy practices. I mean, spiritual cleansing, exercise, eating right. You know, I'm not saying that you can never drink because that's a little extreme, but moderation and just being mindful. But sex between two divine partners, you both become more creative, more energetic, more connected. And a lot of people don't realize this too, that when you are sexually active with someone, your consciousness actually connects. So we're just going to talk about it, all right? We're just going to talk about it. Obviously, sexual fluids carry not only our DNA, it carries our consciousness, it carries our emotions, it carries the foods that we eat, the things that we drink, everything. Our DNA from past ancestors, generational DNA, all kinds of things. So when two people become sexually active and they're exchanging these fluids, that's why, have you ever seen older couples where they literally look alike? Like they literally look like the same person? Well, yeah. It's because they've been together for so long that they're merging into like literally one person. And it's wild, but it's very real. It makes me laugh. It's very real. So, long story short, when a female or a male or whatever, two human beings partake in sex, they're literally swapping fluids, generational curses, thoughts, emotions. A lot of men actually, I came across a video recently, a lot of men will seek, men who are very 3D, men who want to manifest money, men who want to manifest business, men who want to be abundant, will seek divine feminine women to have sex with them to drain their creative energy. Because women are naturally more intuitive. We're naturally psychic. A woman's intuition never fails. It's very real. So, that's why ladies and gentlemen, be careful who you sleep with. There are men out here who want to, and I know because I was with one for 4 years. He became a millionaire. He literally became a millionaire in 4 years because he was draining my creative energy. He was draining my sexual energy, my manifestation abilities. The second he and I broke up and I took off, he became broke again. Go figure, but whatever. There are men out here who are very 3D, who seek feminine energy so they can manifest. So they can draw sexual creative energy from whoever it is that they're with to manifest money. It's very, very, very real. Which is why it's so important, you guys. So important to not only spiritually cleanse, take care of yourself physically. Don't drink heavily so you're in the right mind, so you're not out here just giving your soul away to anyone and everyone. It's so important because you can lose your soul. You can lose yourself, quote unquote. You can become so scattered from giving your soul and your heart and your spirit and your divine gifts away to anyone and everyone that you're sleeping with that you just become lost and empty in a shell of a person. And we don't want that, especially in 2025, especially because we're going to manifest. We're going to manifest. We're abundant. This is our year. So it's so important to spiritually take care of yourself, physically take care of yourself, positive affirmations. There are women, I know that when I was celibate, and I'm only with one person, obviously my twin, but I was celibate for damn near 3 years. I'd never been so happy in my life. And it's almost counterintuitive because people think like, oh, to be happy, you have to be, this is what's been pounded in our heads. To be happy, you have to be in a relationship and sleep around and have male attention. But after you get out of a relationship that has literally drained you and you have to and it takes years to get yourself back. It takes years to heal. When you do, and I worked at it because I was determined. I was determined, you guys. I was so broken inside. I was angry. I was broken. I was heartbroken. Like this man beat me into the ground and I was determined to get myself back. I'm like, I'm tired of being sad. I'm tired of being depressed. I'm tired of being low energy. So I started doing yoga. I started talking to God. I started journaling. I started crying, emotionally releasing things. I started praying to God and I'm like, God, you know, I've been through a lot and I give it all to you. Once you decide to take all that shit off your shoulders and release it to God, you feel so much lighter. Even journaling makes you feel lighter. Everything, just releasing it to God makes you feel lighter. So once I decided to start giving all of my hurt, my heartbroken, like I was heartbroken, I was hurt, I was tired. And I started doing yoga, I started praying, I started doing mantras, I started chanting. Oh my God. Not only did I get myself back, I got more than I ever bargained for. A relationship with God that I never knew was even When I tell you I would do yoga, you guys, I would get into my yoga tent, I would do yoga and I could feel the presence of God. There was one time in particular, I remember I had my hands, up in prayer, up like this, and I was talking to God and I felt this sense of, I've never felt love like that before. I've never felt a feeling of being free. I felt like a bird and I was soaring. I felt the presence of God. I felt my higher self. I felt the healing power that yoga was giving me. I felt like I got my life back. I felt like my future was bright. I felt like I was capable of anything. I felt powerful, which is why I continue to do yoga. Your girl's been going through some things. It hasn't been easy. We all have. It's not just me. I go to work and everybody's going through shit. Well, when I do yoga and I chant and I give it to God, and sometimes, we get into a place where it's like, you know what? We're tired. And we just want to lay in bed and sleep and watch a good movie. But I know that once I get out here and I'm talking to you guys, oh my God, I love talking to you guys. Service to others is why I'm here. Service to others is my passion, my heart. I could cry. Service to others is what opens my heart space and opens me up and just makes me feel so happy, because I've been gifted through earth angels and yoga and getting to know, and my twin, to soar and to live freely. And I want to gift that to you guys. I want to help you. I want to be there with you through the good and the bad, through the hard days, through the tough days, through the good days. And so that's why I'm here. And I know that sometimes talking about these things isn't, exactly exciting. It's not as exciting as a Justin Bieber, tarot reading. But when you get to the point where you're able to manifest anything you want, when you're able to call in anything you want and manipulate energy and take care of yourself and spiritually cleanse, that's what's important. Because a lot of you probably don't realize it, but you're watching this video because you're on the spiritual path. Now, I know that when my spiritual journey started, I only knew one other person who was on the spiritual journey. And I know when his spiritual journey started 10 years before that, he probably didn't know anybody that was on the spiritual journey. So when you're going through, spiritual awakenings, when you're going through dark night of the soul for years and years and years, I didn't know who to turn to. I knew I was going through a lot of things. My life was changing. My spiritual gifts were awakening, and I didn't have one person I could go to for an answer. I just was wandering through this life, like trying to figure it out and stay grounded. So to me, I feel like if I can help you guys, and granted, there's a lot of information out there, there's a lot of videos out there, which you have to be careful with, especially on TikTok. But if I can help you guys, someone who's genuine, someone who lives this lifestyle every single day, every moment of every day, it gets hard. It gets hard, but I would never give it up. The gifts that it comes with, I would never give it up. So if I could be there for you guys, if I could help one person, 3 people, 300 people, 3 million people, then my heart is full. So as far as the sacral chakra, just making sure that you are taking care of your chakras, you're protecting your energy using oils. There are amazing kits out there that have 7 chakra healing oils, protecting yourself, your sexuality, before you jump into bed with anybody. I recommend abstinence. Now, I know it sounds a little crazy, but I'll give you 2 points. Abstinence allowed me to get to know myself. Abstinence allowed me to heal emotions that were not mine and emotions that were mine. Abstinence allowed me to release emotions that did not belong to me, traumas that did not belong to me. And then it also allowed me to heal myself from the inside out. The thing about it is, when you heal yourself from the inside out and you fall so deeply in love with yourself, your standards go through the roof. Your BS meter, nobody gets past you, because you are so deep, you've done the work. You are like literally, your body is a temple, your soul is a temple. You've done the work to build this queen of a human being, or this king of a human being. And you take that very seriously. You start to become very picky with who you let in your energy, because people can be draining. People do, unfortunately, seek out others to drain them, to bring drama to their life. There are a lot of people out here who are at war with themselves. And misery, unfortunately, loves company, and they try to drag you into that drama. So once you start to love on yourself, banana, blueberry, pineapple, and strawberry with peanut butter smoothie. So good. I try to drink one of those a day. and you start to raise your vibration, you realize that you are sacred, you are divine. Everything, the way you speak to yourself will be more kind. The way that you treat yourself, the things that you eat, the things that you drink, the people that you're around. I noticed that once I started to raise my vibration and I became more loving to myself, patient with myself, I literally manifested better people. Not even knowing, like subconsciously. Once I started to raise my vibration, I was working out, I was lifting weights, I was going to the gym, I was eating well, I stopped drinking. All of a sudden I looked up and really amazing, grounded people with their hearts open who were genuine. I'm talking about Soul Tribe. I manifested Soul Tribe. I looked up and I was like, oh my God, these are like really amazing people in my life that I'm really grateful for. So, once you start loving yourself and you start depending on yourself and you start eating better, your whole world will change. Everything opens up. Everything gets brighter and lighter, and you realize how powerful you are and how you can manifest anything, you guys. All right? So the sacral chakra is important. That's one of the most, I feel like the root, the sacral, the heart, they're all important. But the sacral chakra is your creative, it's literally your creative headquarters. It's where your creativity comes from, your sexuality comes from, your drive comes from. It's so important, you guys. So just know that these last couple of months, Pluto was in retrograde, and I believe that it still is. Saturn was in retrograde, and I believe that it still is in retrograde. Pluto, I believe, is now in retrograde. Mercury is no longer in retrograde. So things should be kind of not slowing down per se, but getting easier. A lot of karma had to come to the surface. Saturn is the planet of karma, had to come to the surface. So if you've been going through a lot, there's just things that need to be healed, whether it was in your lineage, your ancestral karma that needed to be cleared, 3D karma that needed to be cleared, 5D karma that needs to be cleared. Because you have to remember, no one comes to us by accident. People come to us for a reason. And it may have something to do with 3D karma, past life karma, ancestral karma. It's very real. Very, very real. So I will leave you guys at that because I'm going to do some. I'll leave it at that. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for you. We're going to cover all 7 chakras. Then we're going to go into manifestation abilities. We're going to go into just everything, you guys. Oils, crystals, which are my favorite. I absolutely love crystals. There's just so many beautiful things I want to share with you guys. So much information out here. Like sound bath, sound healing, what hurts to use if you want to heal certain chakras, so on and so forth. We'll talk about twin flames. There are so many twin flames coming into physical union. Such a beautiful thing. It makes me so freaking happy. You guys, twin flame union, physical union. Physical. You can touch it, taste it, smell it. It's tangible. Physical twin flame union is your divine right. Not only is it your divine right, it's guaranteed in this lifetime. It's already been manifested. So all of the karmic people who come to you or may say, oh, it's not supposed to happen, it's never gonna happen, it's not meant to happen because you're here to serve humanity. Granted, yes, you're here to help humanity and help it grow and help, ascend consciousness, but physical union is your divine right, and it's guaranteed. Let me say it for the people in the back. Guaranteed in this lifetime. So all the TikTok videos of people talking about you're not an actual twin, it's karmic. That's not true. All the YouTube videos talking about it'll never happen, it's not true. It's going to happen. It will happen. You've already manifested it. You manifested it before you incarnated here. Twins are meant to be together. God made everything in twos, light and dark, yin and yang, positive, negative, divine feminine, divine masculine. Do you understand? Sky and the ground, up, high and low. Do you get it? God made twins to be together. There is work that needs to be done, karma that needs to be paid, but you guys, God made everything in twos. Twins are guaranteed to be together in physical union in this lifetime. It's a guarantee. I love you guys. I'm so grateful. There's so many twins that are in union. It makes me so happy because we have a mission. We are here on a mission. We have things to do, you guys, things to do. We have consciousness to ascend. We have people to ascend. We have hearts to open. We have, service to others. That's why we're here. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions about anything, I would appreciate it if you'd like, share, and subscribe, or even just like and subscribe. It helps me grow my channel. This is my passion. This is something I will be doing full time. I love YouTube. I love YouTube because YouTube has gotten me through so much good information, you guys. I would not be the divine queen that I am today if it was not for YouTube. So it's up to me to pay it forward. So like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it so you can get me in the algorithm, so we can get these gorgeous, amazing videos out so people can get this amazing free information. It's allowing me to educate you guys for free, something I did not have access to. So I'm so happy to be able to pay that forward. I love you guys. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.